Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe here with some more World of Tanks. Getting into a match a little late here, actually, but I figured that I would start recording anyway. And as you can see here, targets lined up. That's what I was waiting for. Hopefully we can finish them off in time. Now, some of you may have noticed that I haven't really been doing too much live commentary lately. And there's a reason for that. Mostly because sometimes you just don't get an amazing game. Or you get a fairly mediocre matchup. And you feel like it's not worth posting. Now, I get a lot of people that are like, SideStrafe, we prefer your live commentary. It doesn't matter what happens, whether you win, lose, or draw, we prefer live commentary. It's just more exciting, we get to hear your reactions, so on and so forth. And I totally understand that. I see where you're coming from. I feel that post-commentary, in most cases, I think is a lot more informative or educational. I have time to focus on certain things. I can analyze gameplay a little bit more and discuss tactics and whatnot. Live is easier to do in some respects because you just talk and you record and you're done. And if you can talk and chew bubblegum at the same time, then it's the greatest job on the planet, because it really just doesn't take that much effort. I feel that post commentary is a little bit different because you're focusing on specific subjects, whereas here I'm just playing live and doing kind of a play-by-play. Now in that case I was discussing a subject as well as playing at the same time, and we were able to actually do pretty well there. You know, that's a good game. Maybe that was fun to watch. I don't know. So there's that. You know, let me know in the comments below whether you prefer live or post or a mixture of both. You're probably going to always get a mixture of both. Sometimes it's just easier to do post commentary. There are days where I just lose nonstop. You get into those losing streaks. It's a weekend. As you can see here, it's a 3 times weekend. There's an event, which usually means that people are kind of just logging in force, and I don't know, they're after the 3 times, they're after the discounts that might be available. I don't know if there's anything on sale, I forget. There's some sort of event going on. Okay, so there's a Tiger 2 game. Now, I'd love to play a historical battle, but as I've been mentioning, it's very difficult to get into a matchup. Let's say I just want to go in with the M4. By the way, actually, let's take this time to look at historical battles, okay? Some of you, if you don't know about historical battles, you don't know how to get in, here's how you do it. Battle, random battle, change it to historical battle. You get this screen. You got 3 battles, okay? 2 nations fighting each other. These are the tanks that are available to you. The ones grayed out, you haven't bought them. I know, I need to rebuy the Panther. Don't yell at me. I sold it a long time ago when I didn't like it. In historical battles, it's pretty good. I suggest you keep it or buy it again. But anyway, so I have all these. Here you go, 3 battles. You're going to get a historical battle loadout. Boom. All right, highlight over that. The Sherman, 105, specific turret, engine, suspension, radio. Specific ammo loadout as well. The cost of that loadout. That's what you're going to get. You can also minimize this to take a look at what you're going in with, if you want. And then you can just hit battle. You can also switch. If I want to switch over to the Tiger 2 with that same battle, we could do that. We could play as the Germans. Well, we would hope to be able to do that. Anyway, so let's try to get into a game with the M4. We can just hit the battle button or go back to the historical battle menu, which has been put down here, and hit battle and hopefully queued up. Now, normally, I'm sitting here for 5 minutes trying to get into a game. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get into this match. Here's hoping. The queue numbers are looking okay, but they're not amazing. Now, I don't know if this is just because people don't like historical battles or if they don't know how to access it. As you can see on the North American server, we don't typically have as many people playing. European and Russian servers are jam-packed. I think in some cases I've seen European server have well over 100,000 players on at peak hours, maybe even more than that. I don't know. It is actually 1:57 p.m. on a Saturday as of this recording, and maybe people are out and about doing stuff, outside, hanging out with friends and family, whatever. Maybe later on, around 8 o'clock or something, there'll be more people on. I don't know, but as you can see here, we've already been in elapsed time, a minute, and just no dice. It's unfortunate because I love this historical battle mode. There's no artillery in it currently, and the loadouts are more historically accurate. Makes the fights seem a lot more intense, and they're a bit slower paced. In some cases, it can be campy, but I just find them more enjoyable. And here we actually managed to get into a game. Now, as you can see, the enemy team is filled with Panthers, and we have a mixture of M4s, Easy 8s, Hellcats, Jacksons, and so yeah. Now, let me tell you that the lopsided teams, it's intentional. The Americans are supposed to have more tanks than the Germans. Now, the thing is, the matchmaker has a really tough time picking because there aren't enough people playing, and typically the Germans get 1 or 2 Tiger 2s in this scenario, and here they just have Panthers. Now, this does not mean that they can't win. The Panthers got a nice gun, they've got some nice mobility, some great frontal armor, and they can kill us at range as long as they stick together and find a great hull down location or somewhere to protect. I have the Sherman, which has got a 105 on it, so it's going to be tough. I might have to try to get a flanking shot in on them if I can. And we want to stick together. Typically, it's good to split into 2 groups, 2 even number groups, and pinch them. But this is the type of game where we're going to need to scout them out. But we all have to roll together. We have to fight them as a whole. If you move in one at a time, then you're just feeding the enemy team. Especially when you're talking about a team that has superior armor. Now, in reality, maybe we could count on some of those Panthers breaking down on us. But here this is a video game. That's not going to happen. So they've got the tank advantage. But you can see that we've discovered their position. I'm moving in here. And 1 Panther down. Now, I'm just going to say that in this case, with them not having a Tiger 2 available to them, as long as we maintain this charge, we probably have this game, but I've seen good German teams turn this around. But it looks like we're moving together. We've got a couple of tank destroyers that are on their own. If we just keep pushing this assault, then we shouldn't have too much trouble. It really depends. See here, now they're on that hilltop advantage that I was talking about. And they can just take us out from far away if they want. Unless we just keep pushing past them. I don't have a line of sight currently. Nor do I have the ability to really pen this guy from here. So we need to get around them, really. Or switch over to heat and hope that that can penetrate. But I think what's going to happen is that I'm just going to press the assault a little bit more. As we've already taken out another one. They're trying to fall back here. And there's a flank shot. I think I'm going to try to... There we go. One right through the side. High explosive. It doing its job. And they're down to their final Panther. So this matchup for them was not fantastic. Really, they needed to have a Tiger or 2, preferably 2, to really have any chance. Um, and that's where historical battles doesn't shine, I think. It really comes down to the people that are playing the game, what they're choosing. If you have people choosing Panthers and the majority of the players are choosing that tank, nobody's choosing anything else, then it's kind of rough. So it's not perfect yet, and maybe that's another reason that people aren't playing it. I wouldn't blame you for not playing it if it's going to be like that. But typically, I will say that the Germans win 90% of those games. That was actually, for me, a rarity. Typically, there's always been two Tiger 2s in those matchups. I think the only time I've seen anything different was when there was maybe 4 Jagdpanthers and a couple of other lesser tanks, I think. Um, what could the Panthers have done differently in that? I don't know. That would have been a tough one there. We just charged them. If we were split up, the American team actually did what it needed to do. We took some casualties, but we used our numbers to press them. They probably couldn't even reload fast enough to deal with all of us. If you just charge in with the Americans, it's probably a win for you. Now with the Tiger 2, it's got so much armor, so much health, big gun. He could have finished me off easily. I've only got 400 hit points on that Sherman, so it really wouldn't take much to eliminate me or any of these other tanks, for example. 750. Jumbo is going to have 730 hit point wise. Your Hellcat, 550. Wolverine, I think, again, 360. So it really depends. But yeah, that was a very difficult situation for those Panthers. One of them got eliminated pretty quickly. The other, the others were on the hill, just trying to hold the line, but they got pinched because we had a couple of tank destroyers up north as well. So yeah, that's that. We can try again. Maybe try to get into this match here. You know what? I'll even go in with a Panzer IV. I'll take the German side. I'll hit battle and see what happens. Now, I don't know if we're going to get into a game or not. Again, the queue times can be pretty rough. But so, yeah, I mean, that might be a reason for people not playing historical battles. I don't think it's fully fleshed out. But I think, again, the issue is what tanks people are choosing. Sometimes people are just choosing Tigers. It's like, well, if everybody's trying to get into a Tiger, then there's never going to be a match because there's not enough people playing. So the system, in many respects, is probably flawed. I don't know how well it's going to work. I think that for historical battles to have been successful, that it would have been something that they should have introduced early on. It was probably something that they should have launched with, to be honest. We were asking for historical battles back in beta. It's funny. It seems like when War Thunder started adding ground forces to the mix, then Wargaming started paying more attention, and they wanted to add some more historical stuff to the game. But in this situation, we've got USSR 15, Germany 15, and it's just a matter of how long do you want to wait. And let's face it, we know that most gamers, most humans in general, are impatient, which means that people don't want to sit in the queue for a minute, 4 minutes or more, So it's probably one of those things where, like, I'm not going to wait anymore. Exit battle, and then they just go into random battles. I enjoy historical battles. I just think it does need some work. That last match was a good example of that. I think the Panthers... I'm trying to think of what I would have done in their situation. I keep thinking about it as I continue to discuss the game. It's maybe one of those things where perhaps if they'd have went to the castle area and used that as cover, they would have had some nice walls there and a nice area to funnel us in. We all came through that direction. They could have maybe focus fired a little bit more, take us out one at a time. I think they did have a decent rate of fire with the 70, 75 millimeters that they had, that they could have perhaps taken a few more tanks than they did. The frontal armor at an angle, if they would have covered up the lower glacis, really the only heavy firepower we have is the Jackson, which has the 90 millimeter. Everything else is a 76 millimeter or 75 millimeter or a 105. And that one Panther made a mistake of showing off his side armor to me. And I would say the Germans we went up against probably weren't all that experienced, because I think that maybe they still would have lost, but perhaps they would have taken a few more of us with them. Again, I'm not saying that it was a perfect matchup. I'm not saying that that's the best way historical battles could have been used, but I think that they could have done a little better there. But yeah, so this isn't happening. I don't want to wait too long and bore you with a queue system, so I'm just going to jump into a random battle because I'd like to give you guys something to watch at least. And I will play... Actually, I have to get out of historical battles, though, so you got to exit the mode. Let's... You know, this thing isn't leveled up yet, but I think I'll just do some good old KV-1S action. I don't film the Russian tanks all that much, so why not, right? Let's see what happens here. Okay, Arctic region. So yeah, I do enjoy historical battles. I do suggest you at least try it once or twice. You never know, you might like it. You probably want to try it at peak hours, you know, maybe 6, 7, 8 o'clock, a little later. It's the weekend, you know, maybe people will come on a little later, and if it's normal week, work week, people got school, whatever, they'll probably be on a little later. But again, this is North American server. Maybe you're on the European server and you're having better luck. If you're having better luck on a different server, let me know in the comments. I'd be curious to hear about it. In this situation, I think, let's see, we're going to watch for the split and see what we've got going on. It looks like a decent split. I think I'll help out with this corner. See how this goes. Got the firepower. Okay, they don't have any artillery, actually. So that means that I can sit here, and this guy can block me. I see typically sitting here, if they have artillery, means that you're going to get hit. Now, it would have been nice if they'd have let them... I couldn't really get that shot. I'm going to have to push up, I think. Because the whole team has moved up. If we want to see any action, then we're going to need to. Think about how this is going to work. A wreck in front of us. Get some aim in here. And he's done. 1-2 punch. I think the KV-3 hit him once. Shoot, we're being flanked. I'm gonna go help out this Dicker Max. On the way, buddy. Fall back. I heard the hit. Yeah, I don't have a lot to shoot out here. So he doesn't want. He's like, yeah, nope. I'm not gonna do this. So we're gonna at least push him away. You know, we want to be careful about what we're dealing with, because he could have people... Well, I'm looking at the mini-map and seeing where our team has moved, so... I think we're going to use this to our advantage. We're just going to push up on this Crom. T-3485 is taking a hit. Oh, there's contact, though. No, he's behind. Okay, I thought he was in his little sniper position. 421 on the Crom. By Crom. Try to get some interesting angles here. You know, I knew you were peeking up over there. Dang, just missed that cat. The T-71 seems to be dealing with him, but... There we go. He's got the autoloader, so he can take it. Alright. Cromwell's wanting to play around here a little bit more, so I'm going to back off. Yeah, I think he's done. I think he'd be an idiot to pop back up. I think he knows at this point that if he comes out here, I can one-shot him. Or maybe not. Okay, so... Oh, frack me, T-29. I was not ready for you. Perhaps you were there and I just didn't notice. So, that's kind of a hold down position for him. At this point in time, he's going to be a tough cookie. So, I want to think about how to... See, he's... Ah, nice. Somebody's hitting him on the side. But what I want to do is relocate a little bit and make him come out. If he wants to kill me, then he's going to have to pull out more. See, we don't have... Well, see, he's getting hit on the flank now. Not sure what his gun is looking at. Alright, he got hit. That probably went into his turret. Wasn't a great shot, but we actually win the battle. So sometimes it's just about bringing the enemy to you. You might not get the kill. You might not get any damage, but if you lure them into somebody else's shot, then that might go towards the victory, and that's fine by me. I would rather just take the overall win than have top damage, but we did pretty good in that game. Well, we won, and we stayed alive, and we did some damage, so that, to me, is doing pretty good. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for this video. I really hope that you check out historical battles a little bit more, so we can get some more people in there. I think the more people that play, the more fun we can have, and the more likely you are to see me in a battle, and we can help each other out. But let me know in the comments below what you like, post commentary, live commentary, and why. Let me know how your server is handling historical battles if you're not on North American. Or even if you are in the North American server, let me know what kind of luck you've been having, maybe at what hour you play, and with that said, hopefully you've enjoyed this look at World of Tanks. I will definitely see you on the next one.